Outside on the corner where I caught the bus, thinking in my head it's colder than I thought it was. Sometimes life is like that, and you just quiver your lips, whisper a wish, hoping someone might give us deliverance. Now deliver this message, think I could live with this message. You could just give a few seconds to come and sit in my presence. And yes, it is so precious, yes, it is a blessing. Next, I'll attempt to express it with every heavy breath, cause just to make it worth it, and just to make it real, you always made it perfect, and that's the way I feel. Sometimes we think too much, and we lose control, but it's not what you know, no, it's who you know. Days that will not end, I'm sure you've had them too, wishing you're still in bed, and yet we have to move. This is what passion do, this is what passion does, it's on my planets too, start sending back the love.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Dukect here, back once again, live on TalkShoe.com for you, the people. Because that is what you are. The people are the most important. The most important thing here on the lounge. Live, of course, when things are crazy happening. I'm watching the Cavaliers completely annihilate and destroy the Toronto Raptors. I mean, if there was a just completely making them completely irrelevant, I mean, seriously, it makes it seem like, wow, you know, they just can't even get a basket. They just missed and then I think the Cavaliers just got a foul. I don't know, something. So I don't know. Maybe they'll have a shot. Maybe they'll have a shot, ladies and gentlemen. And let me tell you, they need all that help they can get. Well. All right, let's start talking about the stuff here. Let's talk about the big movie news, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, if you haven't heard, there's a big movie shakeup, ladies and gentlemen, according to the new according to Vulture.com, ladies and gentlemen, by an article from Abraham Reisman, and the link will be in the description below. Because honestly, this is going to be really interesting. Other than that, pro wrestling stuff, which we will get to as I will preview the Extreme Rules. Well, not really extreme, just this little bit of a nudge of the rules. Just not really that extreme. Anyway, let's talk about the big shakeup, which more important in the huge stand of entertainment media. The DC movie universe. 12 hours ago, that the Warner Brothers exclusive John Berg and DC Chief Content Officer Jeff Johns will be start co-writing DC films. They're going to be producing the movies with generally manage a cohesive vision while also giving filmmakers plenty of room to make their own movies, which I think was a better thing. I honestly think that is a good thing. Other than what Marvel, I honestly think this could be something even better because as much as I like the Marvel films, they are really cookie cutter. Thor 2 felt really constructive. Most of Phase 2 really felt like just really, honestly, the only ones that were bold, quite honestly, the only things that were really bold and not seem to be really forced were Captain Winter Soldier and Guardians of the Galaxy. Something I can literally just pick up and watch anywhere else. I like Ant-Man. I like Ant-Man, but that, shoving in the Avengers thing, just really just kind of shove this thing in. Just shove it in. Yeah, right there with the fight with the Falcon and Ant-Man, because we had to shove that in because they live in a shared universe. Even though the TV shows don't recognize that, which they have been talking about that stuff too. It's like Perlmutter and such, which I'll talk a little bit later as well, because I wasn't really going to talk about that, because I feel like that was a really interesting little talking point. But this was just wow. And supposedly, which Geoff Johns, who let's see, Geoff Johns, well, if you don't know, is a writer for DC Comics. Started writing for DC Comics and a lot of things out there. And someone who is, he also works for Smallville. He worked on Smallville, Arrow, and The Flash. And also, I can believe this, that he's a comic book. He sells comic books too. Earth 2 Comics in Northfield, California. And I'm like, seriously? Why in the world are you doing that? I don't know why he's doing it. I don't know why he's doing that, man. That's like, why would you go, like, you got these big things, man. Big thing stuff, man. I think something's, it's amazing. All right, back to the point. He also wrote other things. He a regular writer on The Flash. He co-wrote Beast Boy. He also wrote stuff for Marvel as the Vision, including a relaunch of, and also writing for the Vision, which, honestly, I don't think that could be well written as a solo series. I have no idea who would you do. I don't know what would you write for the Vision. As a solo hero, which I guarantee somewhere Marvel is going to try and make that into a solo film, which I have no idea what type of. I have no idea what type of hero, villain, or whatever you got to build this up to. He also did the writer of the Infinite Crisis crossover with him, Mark Ray, Grant Morrison, and Greg Rucka on the weekly series 52. One of the most highly regarded comic book series. Seriously, it's 52 weeks a year. This looks like I actually might have to I might, I think I might actually pick that up because I heard some good things about it. So, a lot of people say this is good. A lot of people really, really like this, but the 52 is probably one of the big things that a lot of people like. And then he was named CCO of DC Comics. He co-wrote the Brightest Day series, which I haven't looked. I like Darkest Night. I haven't seen Brightest Day yet. Also, he's worked on, co-wrote the Justice League Unlimited show with Ancient History. He actually co-wrote the pilot for the Spike TV drama Blade, the TV series, which I heard was actually pretty good. I have to look at, some maybe for viewing farther. He was also the creative consultant for the 2011 Green Lantern film. Ooh, yeah, well, nothing's perfect. Well, nobody's perfect. He was also executive producer of the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, and he was collaborating with Reginald Hun and Denai Zakonwin, hopefully I'm pronouncing the name right, on a live-action digital Static Shock series, which I'm hopeful that works, because I really would think Static Shock would be great. Personally, I wish there was a video game, Static Shock, a video game. I mean, just saying, who wants to see that, people? Come on, people, you all want that, but I'm getting away from my point. Let's get right to the point now, shall we? He's talking about. This article talks about Johns' history and also his he's about to get even more influence, and outlines how Johns will be one of the two people in charge of the newly form entity called DC Films will oversee future movies about Superman, Batman, and etc. etc. It says, but he says, well, he can't confirm the story, but he connect the dots. He says, especially about DC's film slate, he was more than willing to talk about what he thinks about DC myths. He was more than willing to talk about what he thinks makes the DC mythos unique. One phrase came out of his mouth over and over again as he talked about DC Comics: hope and optimism. Though Johns would never speak ill of Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, or its director Zack Snyder, Johns is nothing if not loyal to the company that made him a star. It's crystal clear that his vision for DC looks a lot brighter than the much maligned grimness Snyder provided earlier this year. The DC nascent cinematic universe has so far depicted Superman as an angry god, violent alien entity that needs to be kept in check. This morning, Johns offered a vast different take on the character's archetype. I think people make a mistake when they say Superman's not relatable because he's so powerful. I'm like, are you kidding me? He's a farm boy from Kansas who moves to the city and just wants to do the best he can with what he's got. That's the most relatable character in the world. And funny enough, that's true. A lot of people looked at Superman's power set and see him as he's unrelatable, he's too goody-goody. The same problem which you say as Captain America. As someone as Captain America had, like, say, he's a political hot button issue. Someone like him would not last. Someone that moral center is impossible to relate to the young people today. I disagree. In this movie, people make money, made tons of money. And I love that line. Let me see. I don't care what other people say. I love the line that says, I gotta find that quote. Here you are. There it is. I love this quote, and I will put the pick right there because I don't care what anyone else says. I love this quote because it's completely awesome. Doesn't matter what the press says. Doesn't matter what the politicians on the mob say. Doesn't matter if the whole country decides that something's right or something wrong is something right. This nation was founded on one principle above all else: the requirement that we stand up for no matter what we believe in, no matter the odds or consequences. When the mob and the press and the whole world tell you to move, your job is to plant yourself like a tree beside the river of truth and tell the world, no, you move. I love that. I love that speech. I don't care who I don't understand why someone, what is wrong with that speech? Please tell me, because I don't know. But yeah, Marvel made someone like Captain America relatable and something like that. There has to be something out there. I mean, Superman, let's see. Yep, here it is. Dreams save us. Dreams lift us up and transform us. And on my soul, I swear, until my dream of a world where dignity and honor and justice becomes the reality we all share, I'll never stop fighting. Ever. You need to basically do something like that. And something like, Superman right here. And also, I'll always be there. Always. It's not the power, not the cape. It's about standing up for justice, for truth. As long as people like you are out there, I'll be there. Always. It's from JLA number 4. It says, Superman. I can tell you why I believe, Diana. Humankind has to be allowed to climb to its own I can only tell you what I believe, Diana. Humankind has to be allowed to climb to its own destiny. We can't carry them there. But that's what she's saying. What's the point? Why should they need us at all? Superman? To catch them if they fall. Well, there's so many good quotes. One more. The welfare of Earth and all of its people will always be my primary concern. But if there's a solution of hunger, it must be one that comes from a compassionate heart of man and extends outwards towards his fellow man. There's an old saying, give a man a fish and he eats for a day. Teach him to fish and he eats for a lifetime. That's simple message. Ask humankind to nurture with knowledge. to reach out those in need and inspire others to do the same. That is life's greatest necessity and its most precious gift. That, I can go on, but you understand what I'm saying. That Superman, that type of Superman, which, don't get me wrong, I did enjoy the Man of Steel and Batman v Superman Dawn Justice. I did enjoy them. But that seemed to be really lacking in that type of empathy, that type of control, that type of hope, and that type of, that hope, optimism, the positivity, the things that he is not only, Superman can not only be relatable, but also can be anyone. That anybody can be Superman or Supergirl or anyone else that can be that person to really is that type of hero. And I think that with Geoff Johns, with that type of positivity, with that type of positive stuff, I think this could be really good. I'm hopeful that this might mean they back up and say, you know what, we're not going to do I honestly think the best thing they could do is to start fresh and actually, instead of having, Bruce Wayne, I honestly think just maybe, they could go back a bit and have Wonder Woman being the starter point and have a brand new Superman, a brand new Batman. I like Ben Affleck as Batman, but I really think he'd be more of a director's seat. Have him direct a feature with Batman in it, a younger version of himself, a younger version of Batman. That sort of thing. Maybe more cynical, someone like that type of cynical, someone who's really cynical. And Superman, instead of this big earthly brute, which, that sort of thing, he could be more of a light, someone that he is powerful. He can be this royal addicted, but he's not. This humble Kansas boy that feels like even though at all of his powers, he still can't do enough. And yet everyone looks at him like, are you kidding? You do all these great things, but he doesn't. He sees it, but at the end of the day, he feels like he can't save everyone, and that sort of thing. That type of character, that type of humanity in him. That at the end of the day, I think it was World's like Enemies or something like that. It says Superman is the most. I think Batman said one time, was it that when World's Finest or whatever. Well, I don't know. It's one of those comic books. I need to look the clip up, quote up. But I believe that's to be true. That this Clark is the most human of us of all time. Like, he's the most human of all of us. Even though he's an alien, he's an outsider, but he's the most humane. He is the most kind. And it's a shame that I wish that he does show bits of that in Man of Steel, and not in Man of Steel, but also not in Man of Steel, but he does show that in Dawn of Justice a bit. But I think there should be a whole movie showing that. Is that not him punching a wall? Not him doing that, which I don't mind. I think a little bit of action doesn't kill Superman now and then. A little punching in the wall, a little bit of an action thing, a little run-to action, if you know what I mean. But also see him being someone as that kind humanitarian. That something like that. And that is something you need to put onto. And hopefully Geoff Johns can actually put that thing there. And I'm hopeful they can do something like that. And, he stopped doing the whole DC Comics Rebirth, which is interesting. That, is there something really interesting. It says, quote, it says, quote, it's like, it says, it'd be rooted like here, but I love this article right here. It says, but he's quitting, but he says, whatever he does next, it will be rooted in a belief that DC needs to understand the deep-seated warmth and love that people feel towards its pantheon. There is a lot of emotional underpinning of the characters and the stories. It's not that people take it for granted; they're just not aware of it. But when it's not there, you really feel this emptiness. And that is true. And I'm hopeful. I'm really hopeful that this actually could shake things up. I'm really hopeful that this type of media, this type of thing can do something to good. Yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I feel like, that's all I gotta say about this. I hope this thing really works out, and I'm hopeful that maybe, just maybe, we will probably have something a lot more closer to the mythos of Superman. As again, I did enjoy Dawn of Justice, and I did enjoy Man of Steel, but I think personally, the humanitarian side of Superman, was really, really missing. They show parts of it, but I think they should have that type of leaders, that type of heart and that type of emotion to that story, to the stories of Superman, which is the best stories of them all. And also get rid of Jesse Eisenberg as Luthor. He is not. He ain't Lex Luthor. Bring in Bryan Cranston as someone. He'll have some tiny whitey BS, and bam, man, Bryan Cranston as Luthor, and Jesse Eisenberg as the Riddler. Problem solved. Well, anyway, I'll take a small little break here. I've been ranting about this for a while, and some empty air too. So I'll cut most of that stuff out, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry. We'll be right back. I will talk a little about the Marvel stuff as well, and we'll talk about the and after that we'll get into WWE Extreme Rules and how that will turn out. We'll be right back right after this. Let's see what music I can play. It was awesome. I'm doing that try. That's why the show was a little bit late. I was trying to see if I can play some music. Let's play some. Let's play a little Sonic the Hedgehog. Let's play a little bit of Gambling Night. Let's play a little bit of that here live on the Dukect Lounge. While it's going, I get some drink of water. I'll be right back. Right after this, here on TalkShoe.com on the Dukect Lounge. And we are back live here on TalkShoe.com and on, if you're not listening to the live show, how dare you? How dare you? Yeah. How dare you? Seriously. But no worries. This show will be live on iTunes. Not only on iTunes, but also on youtube.com/DukectKey. And also on Manic Expression, FreakinAwesomeNetwork.com, Zcast.com, since they got all their little buggity bugs worked out, and other, and make sure that, all the other stuff, and on Zcast Studios forums as well. Whew, man, it was so good to come back and do this live. I love it. I love it. Anyway, speaking of the whole comic books craziness, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. star Chloe Bennett, Daisy Johnson herself, says that honestly the Marvel and TV universes are not really connected. And she spoke this at Wizard World. At a local comic Wizard World, Des Montez, I hope I pronounced that right. This is like 3 days ago on the Q&A sections. It says this article says But in the topic of why Avengers like Natasha Romanoff or Steve Rogers are not showing up, yeah, why aren't they showing up the show? Stop trying to stop Hive. But, you know, and this is something I have really wanted to get into. The I mean, seriously, it feels like other than Winter Soldier, where that actually consequences led to actually what's going on to the show of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which, yes, that did hang up the show. This feels like, quite honestly, a completely separate universe. Age of Ultron, everything was just fine. Winter Soldier, The Accords, and that's pretty much like only a couple segments, but that's pretty much it. Nothing really connects. Nothing really matters in this whole. There's nothing shaking, nothing big, nothing actually happening in this show. Heck, even in the Netflix show, it feels like no one's talking about the Accords. No one talks about all these other things. No one is talking about in fact, again, if they didn't talk about the whole incident, if they cut that thing out, if they cut the incident out in the entire, the whole, first movie Avengers, quite honestly, the show flows a little bit better. In fact, I feel like the Defenders series, like Daredevil and Jessica Jones, great shows, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. it has its ups and downs. It's gotten better it gotten better, and it got a bit convoluted, but yeah, it's gotten better. It feels like a disconnected universe. This does not feel as connected as the DC universe. It doesn't feel as the DC universe on television. I mean, heck, Supergirl and Flash, that one episode I felt more connected with that at one episode than anything in the entire Marvel TV canon. I feel like it's just completely separated. There's no connectivity at all. And that's what Chloe Bennett says right here. Quote, "The Marvel Cinematic Universe loves to defend that everything is connected, but they don't acknowledge our show at all. So I would love to be a part of the Marvel Universe, but they don't seem keen on that idea." Wow. It says their TV series and exactly, it's separate universes. It seems like S.H.I.E.L.D. was more important in those universes, but they're not really that important. S.H.I.E.L.D. is not a non-entity. I feel like they're not even in their own, like I said, it's not in their own universe. Nothing connects them. And that's sad because there's so many good episodes, and heck, if you're not doing anything, have these characters come up and be together. Have these characters do something, this, that, and the other. I feel like that would be more interplay, stuff like that. That sort of thing. Instead of just, this whole Cold War-ish, type of thing. That's like they acknowledge they exist, but it's just like a vague type of thing. Like, they're there. They're like, it's like, not Cold War, but just, you know what I'm saying, though, right, people? Live, by the way. These things just come right to my head. You know what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, is that they have this way. The universes are not even connected. It feels like they're just, they're on separate Earths. Earth 1 is the Marvel movie universe. Earth 2 is what happens when all the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff happens. And Earth 3 is where all the Marvel Netflix series stuff happens. I mean, it really blew my mind when which really blew her mind when Jessica Jones, her series, when she was doing all the superpower stuff, and I'm like, when they were talking about her, fighting crime, I'm like, why is she in S.H.I.E.L.D.? Why didn't she go up and work for the government or something like that? They didn't acknowledge it at all. I mean, maybe it's like, well, they're playing, this is right before, maybe it was after Civil War. No, Civil War, no, this is after Winter Soldier. I'm like, no, this took place before Winter Soldier. So why did anyone in S.H.I.E.L.D. do, she worked in S.H.I.E.L.D.? She's smart, she has a lot of detective skills. Why didn't she go work for the government of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm sure that they wouldn't mind her being there and stuff like that. Or after the whole Nazi Hydra situation, she goes back working, goes to a private detective agency or something like that. Boom, there, something like that. It just seems like there's no universe on that. There's like, heck, it's even more funny. You have Jessica Jones. You have this, I don't know, you can't call them mutants or whatever. They can't have mutants anymore. This Inhuman, I don't know if Kilgrave is the Human or not. Kilgrave / the Purple Man taking over people's minds in New York City one by one and something like that. And it came to stuff like that. Well, meanwhile, the ATCU is doing all this type of Inhuman hunting, putting them in jail capsules and doing all these type of things. I'm like, don't you think that the S.H.I.E.L.D. or the ACU would be going on this? Like, hey, we might heard there's something up. Nope. No mention of S.H.I.E.L.D. Barely mention of S.H.I.E.L.D. Barely mention of any type of this type of like powers division or anything else. It's just, it feels just like I love this series. I love it. But it just seems like it's the absence of this universe. It's the absence of the Marvel universe, this TV universe. The absence of the Marvel TV universe that really kills it. And that's really what this disconnect. It's not all connected. It's disconnected. And I'm hopefully when they, it sucks, but if because Kevin Feige's comments and everything is, this came out last month here, is that it's exactly talked about this too. It says, well, Kevin Feige says, quote, it's about finding the right way to do that. And the honest answer is the movies are developed so far in advance that a lot of these things, humans, Hydra monsters, etc., weren't done when we started the film Captain America Civil War. Or if we want to do something in a film that actually handcuffs what the team can do in season 2 of whatever show, they don't want to be handcuffed. They shouldn't be handcuffed. It's just finding the right time and place to do it. And that's something, is holding cap, but, it's just really holding cap because, again, like I said, how Winter Soldier just handicapped what Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. could do. At this point, maybe it's best that they just put it in another universe like DC's doing. I think at the end of the day, I feel like DC putting it all together as a separate universe is a better place and a better and smarter way to do it, because hey, it's a way to spread your brand without actually having or handcuffing your writing staff or handcuffing your showrunners or all this type of stuff to just lead on to the movie or something like that. Which, by the way, if Geoff Johns doing the head of the movie department, does that mean that the TV Flash is going to be in the movie universe? Because if that's the case, that's going to open up a whole ring of issues, and it's going to be like something that's going to handicap a lot of people, and it'll handicap a lot of people on not only the Flash, but also Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, and, well, Supergirl. If, supposedly what Supergirl is moving to CW, so there's probably going to be a clash or some type of event, so, to get rid of Superman or whatever. But anyway, that's just my opinion of it. I'm Duke CT. That's my opinion. All right. This thing is going way too long. I'm screw it. Some podcasts, I can go as long as I want. Anyway, with all that being said, let's get into, well, Well, let's get into one of the main things, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it. Let's get into WWE Extreme Rules. There's some TNA news, but I don't care. TNA sucks. But then again, they're not alone. The WWE sucks as well because, my gosh, Extreme Rules is extreme bland to me. But we'll get to that after this small musical break. And we're going to play a little Super Mario RPG Booster Tarantino here live on the Dukect Lounge on TalkShoe.com. Thank you so much for joining me in Dukect in the Dukect Lounge. We'll be right back right after this. We are back live, ladies and gentlemen. We're back here live on TalkShoe.com. Remember, if you want to call in, the phone number is 724-444-7444. Who's getting the number is 724-444-7444. And the call ID to connect to me, Dukect, is 92417. Once again, the call ID is 92417. Yeah. Well, let's talk about Extreme Rules. And seriously, there's nothing really to talk about because, oh boy, there's literally this card I am completely apathetic. I don't like to be apathetic. Okay, first off, kick out match, Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin. Started from the bottom, and now we're here. Ziggler, former World Heavyweight Champion, and Baron Corbin, a person who has won the Andre Giant Battle Royal, is doing the pre-show. On the pre-show market. Yeah, he's the pre-show stopper, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you make big stars, WWE. You make big stars. You just put them on the pre-show where no one cares and no one watches and have 50-50 booking with Dolph freaking Ziggler. Ziggler's done. He's doing his live stand-up. Who gives a crap about that? To have Baron Corbin, if they had any justice, have Baron Corbin squash him for 3 matches and honestly have him squashed this match, and this dude, Kalisto, and actually have him win the U.S. title and have, in the way you go, have a big star for a couple months. You know, that sort of thing, because it would be a lot better. And then Rusev just stick around being a mid-card while he should be main eventing. Seriously, Rusev main eventing would actually be more entertaining. I'll be more entertained by Rusev than what's going on with Roman Bland Reigns. Because actually, that's our big matchup is. Rusev takes on Kalisto for the United States Championship. Any justice in the world, Rusev would actually win. And not only win, but crush and destroy Kalisto like a swat the noisy little fly that he is. But I wouldn't decide if Kalisto somehow wins because, well, the heart of the cards, he'll say something about Eddie Guerrero and his weird non-promo type voice. It's like, I know I could win because I have a heart of a lion. And Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero, they were U.S. champions and Land of the Giants. Yeah. Yeah, Kalisto was nice while it lasted, but no, we need to get someone like I want Rusev. I want Rusev to crush. I want him to win. So I'm picking Rusev. I'm picking Ruru to win. I'm picking him to win because God knows we need to have U.S. champion again. Next up is the Women's Championship match. The submission match for the WWE Women's Championship as Natalya takes on Charlotte. Ric Flair will be banned from ringside. I don't care. Congratulations, WWE. You made me not care with one of the two best workers. No. Scratch that. Charlotte's good, but not as good as Natalya. As much as I like Natalya and much as I like Charlotte, I don't care about this match. I just don't care. I want Sasha. I want Becky. I want someone else to really put these people there. It'd be nice. You could have done it at WrestleMania, or you're just going to try to do, well, she's been the longest women's champion, and then have them turn heel or whatever. Yes, that, and the other. Trying to do the same thing and break the Bellas. Or if they want to get the brass ring here, have her hold the belt off for so long until Nikki Bella comes back from her injury and starts beats her for this belt. Yeah, that's the plan. Or someone like that. I don't know. Charlotte retains, and I don't care. Next up, and then Lethal Lockdown, the Asylum match. Chris Jericho takes on Dean Ambrose. Jericho will probably get his win back here because Dean Ambrose is a complete incompetent buffoon. But then again, it's not his fault. The WWE writers are Vince McMahon. See that he could do a little bit of comedy, and that's what he's been doing with this stupid cutting of jackets and breaking of potted plants named Mitch, which I'm like, oh God, this is so stupid, and I stop watching. I don't care. Jericho wins, and they continue on, and Ambrose does his little wacky bit crap, and they'll have a blow-off match or whatever. I don't care. Since I don't care, people, because I really don't. I really don't care. I don't care about this card. Next up is the Fatal 4 for the WWE Intercontinental Championship as Kevin Owens take on Cesaro, Sami Zayn, and the champion, The Miz. Don't care. I would like to say Cesaro, but then again, Cesaro needs the big win here. But I would not be surprised if it's the Miz retains or Kevin Owens gets it. But you know what? I'm going to play my heartstrings. I think it's going to be Sami Zayn that pulls up the unlikely upset. They've been pulling on him, so yeah, I would not be surprised if it might hit for this card and have him chase, or have Kevin Owens win and have Sami Zayn chase after him for the Intercontinental title, or maybe have his big win at SummerSlam. But you never know. You know what? I would like to say Cesaro, but Cesaro should be for the world title. But you never know. So my pick, ladies and gentlemen, for right now, I'm saying it. I'm going with my heart. Sami Zayn. Stupid, but I don't really care. Next up is the WWE Tag Team Champions as The New Day takes on the Vaudevillains. And no one cares because legitimately no one cares about the Vaudevillains. Honestly, they have Conway Pop to the next level. No one cares. No, I don't care. New Day win. They continue on and until they face someone else with merit. At least I hope they do, because Lord knows if they drop the titles to the Vaudevillains, then people will not just stop watching permanently. Well, let's see. I covered all the stuff, and now let's get to the main event, as it is an Extreme Rules match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match, as AJ Styles, the number one contender, takes on the guy. He's not the guy, Roman Reigns. Yeah. He's not a good guy. He's not a bad guy. He's the guy. Well, the guy that gets booed, the guy who can't, the guy that loses more ratings than anyone else. Well, he is the main man. Until John Cena comes in to at least stabilize, but then again, John Cena is not really a ratings draw either. Yes, I put the link in the description how that is. Yeah. So people don't care about this, so they're gonna boo Reigns. They're gonna boo Reigns all around. AJ Styles is going to lose. The club, oh yes, the club are going to. Well, yeah, great name WWE, the Bland Club with the bland. They made Anderson and Gallows blander than bland. Whatever, go on. Then you have the Usos, the family, or the Bloodlines. Seriously, the bland Bloodlines with Reigns and such. I don't care. I really don't. So I might not even watch this because I might be just focusing on my review of Star Fox Zero and Guard. That's probably what I'm going to be doing. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing, ladies and gentlemen. I might not even watch this. Watch Extreme Rules. As I'm going to probably be looking at doing that. Or if I am going to be watching, it's just going to be like a casual glance. And I hate that because there's so much talent on this roster. So much potential for greatness. And instead, they completely and utterly piss it away. But that's the WWE for you, ladies and gentlemen. Talent. Charisma. But they piss it all away. Till Vince goes away, none of this is going to change. A good start would actually reduce the Raw from 3 hours to 2 hours. And put it out a decent time for like kids to watch it. Like 7 to 9. That would be a good idea if you want to be PG, WWE. Have put on times where kids actually can watch. I don't know. Anyway, that's the show, for ladies and gentlemen. That's the show, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching on the YouTube channel. New computer working out. I want to do something even more interesting. I want to put this on YouTube, do a live stream of this on YouTube. I want to do something like that. And maybe in the future, if I can find a way to rejiggle, do this, thing, that, and the other, I can do that. And such. But also, ladies and gentlemen, it will be tomorrow will be the return of DCT Friday Night live streams. Yes, we're gonna finish off. They're gonna be finishing off, ladies and gentlemen. Deus Ex Human Revolution. We're gonna finish off, and we're gonna see where this rabbit hole ends, and it's gonna be a fun ride. So hopefully you guys like that. It's going to be on YouTube in all its glory. So yeah, we're going to be doing that. And yeah. All right. Talk to y'all later, ladies and gentlemen. I'll talk to y'all guys later next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Dixie T here. Peace, love. I will see y'all when I see y'all later.